Imeanza.
All right, this is presentation for Group J members, and we are going to present about weather instruments. The weather instruments we are going to talk about is anemometer, a windsock, a rain gauge, a thermometer, a hygrometer, and sunshine recorder. So our presentation is taking place in a farm where we have weather instruments like anemometer, a wind vane, a Stevenson screen. We have a thermometer, and we're also going to use visual aids like a chart. So to my first presentation is I'm going to talk about a windsock, and a windsock is a weather instrument that is used to measure both direction of wind and strength of wind. So it's used in an airport. This is an example of the windsock we are talking about. I decided to make it blue so that it can be more visible. So the both sides of our windsock is open. We have this larger side and the smaller side. So wind enters through the larger side and it escapes from the smaller side. And as you can see, when the wind is a lot, or the strength of wind is too much, or the speed is too much, the windsock, it goes up. Yes, as you can see, this one is raised to show the direction of wind and both the speed of wind. Yeah, so both sides of the windsock is open. And if you go to an airport, I made this one colored, but in most airports, if you go there, the windsock is printed in white and black. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to take you through thermometer, and we say that thermometer measures air temperature. In thermometer, we have different types of thermometer: maximum thermometer, minimum thermometer, and 6 thermometer. Here, we have digital thermometer. This one is used to take temperature of milk. It is dipped in the milk, then it will see the temperature. Then we have another digital thermometer there. It is used to measure the temperature around the atmosphere. Thermometer that I have an hand that is used to detect the temperature of milk. We have another digital thermometer that is used to detect the temperature during the day. Thank you.
Instrument that I'm going to present is the wind fan. It is one of the instruments that was found in the weather station that we were observing in the farm. So that is the water in the wind fan. That is the structure of the wind fan. So the wind fan, the tail of the wind fan, the head of the wind fan, or the arrowhead, is used to indicate where the wind is flowing from. This is the wind fan, this is the tail, and this is the arrow. So the arrow is used to show where the wind is flowing from. Let's take, for example, the head. The arrowhead points at the north, so that means that the wind is blowing from the north. Thank you.
Sawa.
Okay. Anemometer. Anemometer is an instrument used to measure the speed and the direction of the wind. And you can see there, anemometer is the one beside the wind fan, the one with the cups. It has 3 cups, as you can see as it rotates. Its rotation indicates the strength and the direction of the wind. If it rotates at a high speed, it shows that the speed of the wind is high, and if it goes slow, as you can see, the strength of the wind is very minimal. Thank you.
Yes, sawa.
I go. Our next instrument is the rain gauge. The rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rainfall that falls in a certain environment. So this one is a modern rain gauge which does not need a lot of now. So the rain falls into this container, and this is where the measurements are recorded.
Aya.
Okay, the next instrument is the hygrometer. Hygrometer is used to measure the humidity or the amount of water. This usually measures the quantities like the pressure, mass, temperature, and as we see that we have the diagram of the hygrometer here. As we see, we have the hygrometer. Here we have the pointer.
Good.
Okay, we see that the pointer moves when we see that the amount of water in the atmosphere increases. And this is the how it's moved. Then this is unfortunate that we don't have here the accurate picture, but we have in the here is a
Okay, the next instrument I'm going to present about is the sunshine recorder. And now this is an instrument that is used to measure the amount of sun rays that falls in a given area, or the intensity of sun that a given area is likely to receive at a particular day. Now with the sunshine recorder, I have a chart here of it. As you can see, this is the part that the glass part where sun rays falls in this part, and now the sun rays are being recorded. Down here there is a paper which when the temperature, when the sunshine is too much strong, then it will burn the paper which is down here. But when there are some other factors like the cloud cover that block the rays from reaching the glass surface, then the paper will not be burned. Again, there is another thing that influences the measurement of the sunlight. That is, I would say the cloud cover is one of them. Again, when there is rain, to mean that the amount of sun will not be enough to burn the paper down there. And also, rain itself may wet the paper down and making it not to burn. And again, in this sunshine recorder, it must be just placed in a very open place where there is no interference, or in a place where no any other thing that can interfere with it. Otherwise, okay, the next instrument we would like to present is barometer. Now this is a scientific instrument that is used to measure air pressure in a certain environment. Now this barometer is kept at the same level as the ground and measure air pressure, that is the change in different altitudes, and it is calibrated in millibars, and that is the unit that it is measured in. Now with this barometer, also like any other weather instrument, it must just be kept in an open place where there is no interference or disturbance. Here is a picture of a barometer, and as you can see, there is a pointer, and the marks or the scale is also there. Now, like this is the pointer itself. When air pressure, or when there is a change in air pressure, then this tip will have to move. It will have to move from this side of, like here it is from 28, it will move coming down. Like this one of 28 means that the particular area where it was extracted from, the air pressure at that particular point was 28. But now when there is a change in place or the attitude, then it will have to move either down, backward, or forward, and that is how it works. Then okay, answer.
Okay, these weather measuring elements are used in combination or together to predict the daily change in weather pattern.
Nimefinya.
Okay, in conclusion, we are now the group J that was presenting about the weather measuring instruments, and now we have talked about these instruments, all of them, but just to make a conclusion statement, we started the windsock, which we said is used to measure the direction of and strength of wind. Then we went to the wind vane, which we also say that the wind vane is also used to give the direction of wind. Then we also say that there is a thermometer, that is another instrument, and the thermometer is used to measure the temperature of a particular area. And as you are shown that we have also, nowadays we have a digital thermometer, which is not, it is not a must that you have to go to the place, but you can just take some solar panels you put somewhere, but now the amount of heat that will be sensed by those solar panels will send signals to the recording station where they will give an elaborate temperature of that particular area. Then we also said that we have the anemometer, which you are shown up there, and just as per this time the weather is wind is not moving, and therefore you can see anemometer is just rotating slightly, not moving at a high speed. And that is now that anemometer itself is used to measure the speed of wind. Besides anemometer, there is also a wind vane, as you can see, and wind vane is just the way I said, is used to measure the direction of wind. Then we also say that we have hygrometer, and hygrometer is an instrument that is used to measure humidity of a particular area, that is hygrometer. Then we also have the barometer, that is another instrument, and we say that barometer is an instrument that is used to measure change in altitude, that is air pressure, a change in altitude. Like when you move up in higher areas, there will be high recording of in that barometer itself, and it is recorded in millibars. And when you move to a low altitude areas, that is from a raised ground down, then there will be change in altitude, and therefore it will record a low measure also in millibars. Then in this station which we came, we also have a rain gauge here, which we are, this is a digital rain gauge, and it also just measure the amount of rainfall on a particular area. But now this is the digital again, that once it has recorded, it has collected rain, then that will not be measured, or it will not be detected right away from here, but it also sends signals to the station in which they will come to know the amount of rainfall that that particular area receives, and it measures rain in millimeters. Then in the same station we have also another instrument here, which even though we failed to discuss about it, but it is also important that we include it at this end. Now this one is a thunderstorm detector, and it is used to detect thunderstorm that a given area is likely to receive. Like in this area of Baraton, we can see that this one is what like those people in the radio station, they used to detect or to tell people about the thunderstorm, the amount of thunderstorm that will accompany a given rain when it is raining. Then any other instrument that you may have is also, we have here this one we call the Stevenson screen, and we know that the Stevenson screen is an instrument that is used just to house some weather instrument. It is just a housing of some weather instrument. Like it should be having a thermometer itself. The way you are told thermometer is of 3. We have the maximum thermometer, the minimum thermometer, and the 6th thermometer, where the maximum thermometer uses mercury, minimum thermometer uses alcohol, and the 6th thermometer uses a combination of alcohol and mercury. Now that one is one of the instruments that is kept in a Stevenson screen. Then the hygrometer, which you talked about, is also another instrument which is kept inside this Stevenson screen. This Stevenson screen itself has got some of its properties which must be adhered to. One, as you can see, it is raised above the ground just to prevent the disturbances and by them those animals that move down. Then it is, as you can see again, it has some spaces in between, the loops. Now these ones are just for free air circulation. The loops are for free air circulation. Then we can see it is made white. you need even to ask yourself, why is it not make painted black or any other color? Now this, it is painted white just to enable a reflection of the light that comes. To mean the instruments that are kept inside this television screen, they don't require a lot of heat. To mean when they are exposed to too much heat, excessive heat, they can be interfered in, and therefore they should be in that cool environment.
So in the end, all the weather instruments are used to predict the weather patterns of a particular area. For example, in our region, they use the thermometer to get that it will be 18 degrees Celsius at 6:40, and the wind will be flowing at 9 kilometers per hour. So all these weather instruments are needed to predict the weather of a region.
Okay, thank you for listening to this presentation about weather instrument. And if you have any question concerning any element of weather instrument, you can ask us, or if in any case you didn't understand or about any weather instrument, you are free to ask any question. And we also hope it was very educative, since we had to give you real objects and come to a weather station which is nearby. And I hope it will be of much value to this lesson we had. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And next time we are going to present about something else. I hope this was very, very useful.